best describe it. It's a dream come true of Joyce and Eric. Those were our original founders. And they were just sitting around the table, bunch of couples talking, and they were talking about how do you find this event? How do you find that event? And what if we gave parents guidance on whether you should send their child to private school or not? So they were just talking, and the next thing you know, the old saying is, that'll happen when pigs fly. Well, the pigs flew.
This week's edition of our Four Questions Journalist Spotlight is brought to you by Leff Atlanta Media, Atlanta's best journalist database. Subscribe at leffatlantamedia.com. Welcome to the next edition of our Four Questions Journalist Spotlight. Today we are talking with Kimberly Wright, who is editor, publisher, chief technology officer, HR department, and everything else you can imagine for Macaroni Kid. That's right. When you're running your own place, you got all the job titles, right?
Yes. There are over 300 editions throughout the United States and Canada, but I own 3 hyper-local editions right here in Atlanta: College Park Macaroni Kid, Decatur Macaroni Kid, and East Atlanta Macaroni Kid. And those are my babies.
Are there? Well, let's do this first, and I wanted to come back and ask you how many there are in Metro Atlanta all told. But what is Macaroni Kid? What's the focus?
Well, Macaroni Kid, best describe it. It's a dream come true of Joyce and Eric. Those were our original founders, and they were just sitting around the table, bunch of couples talking, and they were talking about how do you find this event? How do you find that event? And what if we gave parents guidance on whether you should send their child to private school or not? So they were just talking, and the next thing you know, the old saying is, that'll happen when pigs fly. Well, the pigs flew, and they have been flowing for over, I want to say, almost 16 years. We're on our third owner now, Mark Rubin, the gaming gentleman. He purchased us in November. We are not a franchise. We do run similar to a franchise, but he purchased us in not November. He purchased us in June, and there are so many beautiful things coming down the pipeline. And not that we hadn't had it already, because he's our third owner. But I'm just excited. And when I saw the email, I was like, "Oh, let me see if Mitch can have me on this show."
All right, Mitch here with a little reminder to subscribe today to our Leff Atlanta Media database, the best database of Atlanta media. You get to search all the media in town, get to look at their beats, get the contact information, get to know what they like. You also get our great PR guidelines. You learn how to do PR. You get our media blog, Mitch's Media Musings, and you get to see our Four Questions Journalist Spotlight. So subscribe today.
I'm glad you did. That was great. So how many? So you said, how many did you say there are around the country?
It's over 300. I don't know the exact number because we just always reference it as 300.
Sure. Yeah, that's good.
We had them in Canada, and there were 2 locations in Canada. I actually need to verify that they're still out there, but we're rocking and rolling, baby.
And how many are in? I don't know how many are in Georgia and how many are in Metro Atlanta?
I want to say there are at least 30 in Georgia, and 12 of those are in Metro Atlanta.
Okay. And are they owned? And what's kind of the? So would it be correct to say you are the publisher or editor? What's the correct phrasing?
Publisher, editor, and owner. We pay a monthly licensing fee for it, but we get free reign to do stuff within a certain parameter, and that's how we make each edition uniquely ours and very hyper local.
So they give you kind of a framework and the technological platform to do it. So
absolutely.
So all the Macaroni Kids around the country kind of have the same look to them, right?
Yes, and we all have the same national articles that appear on our site, but what makes us very unique and different, I try to put 2 to 4 personal articles on mine every month, and they're personal to the area that I'm representing.
Yeah, so you're
Decatur. Really, I shouldn't say every month. I should say every week, because I like to keep it busy.
Yeah. So Decatur, East Atlanta, and College Park. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would imagine
Decatur covers Avondale, Toco Hills, and Scottsdale. East
Okay.
Atlanta covers East Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, Little Five Points. They all cover. They're very very hyper local, but yet it's a wide area that we cover.
Do you have kind of specific geo guidelines so you don't kind of infringe on somebody who's next to you?
Well, we are assigned zip codes. So if it's
Okay.
certain zip
All right.
codes, I know that that's my area. And that's when I take out my magic wand and wave it all over the place. But we all back up. I selected areas that back up to each other. My East Atlanta area actually backs up to my Decatur area. My
Right.
East
I mean,
Atlanta area actually backs up to my College Park area. And with the unique thing about the College Park edition, because they've had a slew of really, really great publishers for that area, and I've had it for about a year and a half, is I get to do Fulton County and Clayton County. And that's been a very exciting for me because Clayton County is so different compared to Fulton County.
yeah. And I mean, there's a newspaper down there, but I think it's great that you are also covering events down there too, because they've got a great staff and they do a lot of great work down there, but they're not a giant
Right,
staff
right.
either, right? So it's good to have both you guys kind of covering that area because there is a lot happening down there, and it's not always covered by media who
Media,
cover
yeah, it didn't always
cover
get
that.
picked up by media.
Right,
Absolutely.
right, right. So what are some examples of the kinds of stories that you've been covering this month?
For
Uh,
August, of course, the back
yeah,
to school. I
yeah,
can't get enough of it. I love back to school. As a former teacher, I like adore back to school energy and synergy. And then I like the Labor Day. Tomorrow night is National Night Out across the United States. I mean, it's so much to cover. I can't possibly cover it all, but I sure try.
and are you publishing news stories like daily, weekly? What's kind of your cadence?
I do it weekly. I do 2 to 4 news stories weekly that are hyper local, and that's in addition to people who are advertising, our national advertisers, local advertisers. So it my as I call it my slide board. It's constantly changing every week unless I'm repeating something. Like Pullman Yards is one of my candidates, and their exhibit Infinity about space and all that it's about to go away. I think August 12th, I think. So I bring that back, but I've been covering it since March.
And do you get some ideas from national, like back to school obviously is a national thing that you guys could probably localize for all of your areas, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, with national, and I love national, it's like our national stories kind of like go on forever because back to school in Georgia is so much ahead
Good.
of back to school in
Yeah, yeah.
California and New York. So it's like we were laughing today on an actual call that we had. It's like, hey, we're in back to school era down here. And all them like, y'all don't go back after Labor Day. And we're like, no.
I have to explain that to my clients in the Northeast because they're like, "What do you mean you're going back to school?" Because
Right?
they'll be like planning back to school promotions nationally for Labor Day after Labor Day. Like,
Hmm.
no, that's if you wait for that in Georgia, you're a month behind, and
Well, and I'll tell
it's
you, it
not
was like that when I first started with Macaroni Kid in 2014. They would do back to schools for Labor Day, and we were like, hello, we've been doing it forever here.
right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We do work with Target in Georgia, and they're doing stuff around the country, and you know in in Atlanta, we're back to school is done.
Yeah, but
We're back
back
to
to
school
school is
today.
done.
Yeah, we're
When
done.
you all get started on back to school after Labor Day, we're headed into okay, when is that Dr. Seuss Day coming up? When is that?
Right, right. Well,
Right, right,
National Reading Day. Right. Yeah. Uh,
right.
and Dragon Con is Labor Day weekend,
Yes, now I
and
enjoy covering Dragon Con big time, especially for East Atlanta Macaroni Kid, although it's a Metro Atlanta thing. But like there's so many events that are publicized and not publicized. Dragon Con can take you down that rabbit hole and you will have a ball.
I always try to we do MomoCon, the big cosplay anime comic book convention at the Congress Center, and
Yes.
that's always Memorial Day weekend. But we try to localize it for Atlanta and other cities by finding, you know, attendees or artists or vendors
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
are, from East Atlanta or from Gwinnett or from
Mhm.
Marietta, so we can, get those hyperlocal papers
Right,
to
get
do
them to
do these
interview, the
runs.
speech, to
Right,
sign books,
right.
shirts, all the whole 9 yards. I get it.
Yeah, yeah. So you've been doing this with Macaroni Kid for 16 years, is that correct?
Yeah, well, I signed up in 2014. I published my first edition, which was
Yeah,
East Atlanta, in January of 2015. So I've been doing it,
yeah.
what, 12, is that 12 years?
That's like 12 years.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 12 years.
So what's your background? What kind of brought you to that?
Well, here's my background. I used to be shy about telling this. I was invited to do Macaroni Kid from another Macaroni Kid publisher because she was like, "You do this, this, and this. You'll be a perfect publisher." Because I was a publicist. I was a publicist. I still am. I'm just more small time since I had my medical challenge. Um, I was a teacher and I taught K through 8 computer technology. And other than that, I just call myself the go-to resource lady and the community connector because people are always like, "Well, Kim, you might know this and you might know that," and I do.
Right. Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, you're doing what you're doing. You're gonna know all kinds of events that families with kids want to know about. I mean, is that and is that kind of the focus? Is that kind of the barometer? Is like it needs to be an event that uh needs to be something that families with children need to know
Yeah,
about, or is it
well,
is it
I
is it
love the
broader?
events that are family oriented, as we say, but I also like the reconnecting of parents, like date night activities, fun without the kids. Because whether you're a parent of one or a parent of 14, you still need some me time, and you still need some time with just your friends, just to reconnect and reset.
Yeah. So if folks want to be kind of part of the magic, what are some ways that they can work with you? What are some options?
Well, good question. I love that. I'd love for people to email me and tell me what they want to accomplish. And I literally lay out a step-by-step plan as a publicist and an advertiser to tell you how Macaroni Kid can make you sparkle, make you shine. I use those words all the time in my newsletter, all the time in my advertising, all the time in my article, because I can make you sparkle and shine. I can keep it hyper local. Like when it COVID, that was our most challenging time. When that happened and people were just doing pop-up shops, I love posting those pop-up shops and researching them and finding out this and finding out that. And it was such a cool adventure. And during that time also, free 99 fridge. I got on board with them like big time, helping to feed the homeless and the hungry and all that stuff because everything has shut down. The government, everything has shut down. So there was nobody looking out for them. No pad. There was no cops riding around. There everybody shut down to skeleton crews, if at all crews.
So so that folks can email you. What's the best email for that? And I'll put
It's
that
my
in the
name. It's Kimberly,
okay.
Kimberly, Wright, WRIGHT, at Macaroni Kid. No S on the end. That's just KID.com.
Macaroni, not macaronis.
Yes, and it's so
Okay.
funny because out of habit, people automatically just put the S on the end, whether they heard you say it or not. I was like, no,
Okay.
no, no S on the end.
I wouldn't have put an S on the end, but okay, that's just me. So there's kind of a earned media. Send Kimberly an idea and it might get in there, and then there's an advertising promotional
Mhm.
opportunity also. So maybe walk us through a little bit of how
Because I
that
get
works.
shopped all the time from blind emails. Hey, I got this author at the bookstore. I got this person at Little Shop of Horrors, and they'll email me all the time. And sometimes they're perfect fits, but sometimes they're not right now fit. But I don't mind being pitched. I love being pitched, and as long as you're in one of my areas of zip codes, we can probably do some magic.
Yep. All right. Good, you good? Are there certain topics you're looking at? You mentioned back to school now. Are you looking, say, we'll probably publish this in the next week or so. So, August, September, are there some things that are going to be happening or some story ideas that might be really good for that time period?
Absolutely. I have my calendar written out 12 months at a time. I focus on the upcoming 3 months and 6 months, and then I just do that until we hit the 12 months. But like I would like right now, as crazy as it may sound, and that we're in the middle of back to school season, it's over for me. If you want something, yeah, we can do something. But right now, I'm looking at back to holidays, Halloween, St. Patrick's Day. I'm looking at all those stuff. I want sponsors to sponsor this, the Reynoldstown Wool Barrel Festival, Chomp and Stomp, because I love me a good festival. I love coming and set up a table to get more subscribers so they can share with their family and friends, what's going on, hyper local.
Yeah, the no lack of festivals and things to do around Atlanta in the fall, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. You trying to. I look at it. It's like too many things to do.
They love 5Ks. I mean 5Ks.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
crave 5Ks. So whenever I advertise a 5K on that site, it gets more views than you could ever imagine. And that's my smallest site.
That's interesting. That's good to know. Yeah, I always tell folks, we do work with Emory's Business School, and usually we do a big push in the fall around kind of the holidays and holiday stories and all the different holiday angles. And we start that in September. We start really putting all that together.
Right. You have to.
Right, because the stories are good. Stories are going to be in, October, November, December, and then even January. January, the stories are returning all your gifts that people gave you.
Right, right.
What?
We're turning every gift from the white elephant party.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. And it's funny because when people think about it, I like to say you as the advertiser or whoever should have been thinking about it at least 2 months before that.
Yeah. Well, like if you're in retail, your plans for December should be done by now.
They are done.
Right.
They are done.
And a lot of PR people, if they're talking about, holiday angles, gift ideas, that kind of thing, people they're pitching all that stuff now.
I love saying that Zoo Atlanta has this breakfast with Santa Claus, and they have actually 2 different things. Before those tickets even go on sale, they are literally sold out. Because parents are sitting at the computer just waiting to click. People are already thinking about, like, we do this huge activity where we pass out boo bags and we boo your house. We don't throw toilet paper or anything like that, but we put a beautiful basket of Halloween stuff and all that. That program is already laid out. I mean, I think I have maybe 5 or 6 slots out of 20 left.
All right, so let's jump to so this question is often the hardest question that I ask people. All right, so because this is about you, Kimberly. So what's something cool or fun about Kimberly that folks might not know? And that could be a hobby or a talent, just kind of something fun that people don't know about you.
Okay. I strongly suggest kindness. I feel like people are just not kind enough. And it is a sign of the times, but it was before these times. I feel like you should be kind to everyone you meet because you never know what they're going through. And as a 2-time cancer survivor and 3-time stroke survivor, you don't always know that I don't feel well or that I'm going through something. And that's give people grace, show kindness in every way that you can. I've just recently started taking salsa dancing classes at Chicheria Mexican Kitchen on Howell Mill. They do it like every other month. So cool. Love Gina the dancer. Love Brandon, who's the general manager, because he's like, come on out. I just got back from their tequila tasting. That's my hangout. Like they have the best happy hour in Atlanta from 3 to 6, whether you drink or not. Dollar
Right.
oysters, great food. I mean, it's the place that everybody goes to watch the game or to chit chat. And yes, everybody knows your name, like in Cheers at that restaurant. I just love that restaurant.
That's great. All right. All right. So what are my next questions in my little lightning round is, what is your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite local restaurant? So tell me the
That's
name of
it.
that. Tell me the name of that one again.
It's okay. I have problems pronouncing it, but it's Chicheria Mexican Kitchen. They're at 202. They're at 202 Marietta, no, Chattanooga Way. They're
Okay.
right across from Third Spot and next door to Fox Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But
All right.
they're just a cool place to hang out from 11 to 11.
Left. Well, we know where to find you, don't we?
Right,
11 to
you know where
11.
to
All right.
find me. Yes,
Is that
yes.
7 days a week or just on weekends or
I know
Friday through?
it, I'm not
Okay.
ashamed to
Too much
say
information.
it, but
People
you
just have to
most of
find
the time
out.
you can go there and they'll be like she just left or she's on her way if I'm not already there.
You have your own table or your own bar stool there with your name on it.
I don't, but I have my own people.
Okay.
Those are my people. I
That's
mean, I
great.
don't care who is working bartender. I don't care who's seating people. Those are my people. I love them. And
Excellent.
Brandon and crew and this one young lady named Ty, all of them are so welcoming. And because I have health challenges and have certain disabilities that do show and don't show, they always help me with whatever I need.
That's great. All right. So the next couple of questions are kind of a lightning round. So you don't just kind of short answers to a couple of these.
Okay.
So what's the last book that you've read?
The last book that I read was okay, confession. I don't really read books, I listen to them and I
Okay.
listen to podcasts.
That's all right. All right. We can go
I
with
love
podcasts.
listening to Michelle Obama's podcast with her brother.
Yeah.
And I like listening to this podcast called Water Boys. It's
What,
it's really hyper local. Brian Richardson is one of the co-hosts. I can't call the other co-host's name,
yeah.
but they talk about
I'll look it up.
everything hyper local, music, sports. I mean, they're just hyper local. So what I might not be up on, they bring me up to speed on it.
Yeah.
And during like the soccer matches and the Hawk season and the foul, they keep you, especially as a woman sports person who is not as into it as some people may think. That's all I need is Water Boys.
All right. Next one. What's your favorite guilty pleasure?
Going to the beach alone. I like my alone time at the beach.
Do you have is that, so my next question is, what's your favorite local getaway? Is there a particular beach that you like to go to?
I'd like to, well, I don't like Myrtle Beach anymore because Myrtle Beach is too commercial and too crowded now. But I will hop in the car and go down to Florida and hit the Florida or Alabama and hit the Gulf. And all those beaches they're crowded, but they're not as crowded to the point that you feel like you can't move around.
Right. Yeah, I hate that. All right. And the last one is, what's your favorite non-work hobby?
Non-work hobby. It is actually exercising. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I have to exercise for health reasons and health needs. And whether I'm on a trip, I don't go to gym first and foremost, but whether I'm walking on the sidewalks in Atlanta, doing my City of Atlanta volunteer job as a chairperson of the ADA advisory committee, so I can tell them about sidewalks they were tripping up on, or whether
That's
I'm
good.
just like walking and having fun. I like to be out and about, but I like to do it at my own pace.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Is there anything about Macaroni Kid that we haven't talked about that you want to mention? Any
Yeah,
special?
each one of the editions, and I can speak for the editions here in Georgia and in particularly Metro Atlanta, have such unique publishers that they bring their own spin to publishing. Like Jess, who was named Jessica up in Athens, She rocks that Athens edition out. I mean, it's amazing the work that she puts into that. Noreen, who does the Conyers edition, people's like, Conyers, what is there in Conyers? If it happens in Conyers or near Conyers, it's on Maureen's site. it's just like it's such beauty in what's important to one publisher may be more important to another one, and everybody brings their own spin, because now some of us are grandmothers, because I have me a granddaughter, but then there are other publishers who have 4 and 5 grandchildren, and then some publishers are just starting out with a 2-year-old.
Yeah. So if folks want to find, if they're outside of your geographic area and they want to find the Macaroni Kid near them, could they just go to like macaronikid.com? Is there a way?
You
Can they go
go to macaronikid.com, it'll pull up national, and then there's a link for locations. They bring up all the locations according to state, and then you just type in a zip code or either a city, and it'll bring you straight to it. And we are looking for some more publishers here in Georgia, because we do have some vacant sites. So if they want to know more about it, my personal experience with it, please feel free, call me, email me, whole 9 yards. But it's an awesome opportunity for parents and or grandparents, because you get to solve the mystery of what's going on around town.
and the mystery of what in the world can I do with my kid this weekend, right?
Right. I mean, and we don't, like other publications here in Georgia, they cover the whole Georgia. They're not hyper local. With the benefit of Macaroni Kid, it's hyper local. So if you pull up my East Atlanta site, it's going to give you everything in East Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, and Little Five Points.
And you guys, like the patch sites are more general, more
Right.
general news. They're not as focused on events and family activities.
Even with the Atlanta on the Cheap, I love her site. It's fantastic. But she covers all of Georgia sometimes, so you gotta sift through the different locations. But now I'm gonna tell you, she doesn't miss a beat. She does not miss a beat.
Yeah, and she's been doing that for a long time, hasn't she?
I think she was on board. She came on board maybe 2 or 3 years after I came to Macaroni Kid, but then the lady before her was dynamic too.
Yeah, that was Jennifer, right?
I think so. Yeah, I'm bad with names, but I remember faces.
Yeah, because she was doing that. Gosh, I think when the internet started, she was kind of close on board with that.
Hulu Frog, I think Little Red Wagon, and there's one other company. We bought all of them up after COVID, so all the other little pockets are now Macaroni Kid or Certified Kid, because we are a part of Certified Kid.
Okay. All right. We have been talking with Kimberly Wright with Macaroni Kid. Let's see. The best way, if you go to Macaroni Kid, let's see. I guess you can. It's like Macaroni Kid / Decatur. Is that?
No, it's like Decatur. It's Decatur.macaronikid.com.
Okay.
East Atlanta.macaronikid.com.
Okay. And College Park spelled out.
Yes.
Macaroni Kid. Okay. All right. So I'll put all those in the notes that go along with this.
That is the city's name, then Macaroni Kid.
Okay.
But yes, on my way, Mitch. I promise to take care of him. Tell me it came from Mitch.
There you go. Yeah, that's. I appreciate that. All right, Kimberly, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for watching and listening today. And as always, if you want to find our archive of 4 Questions Journalist Spotlights, just type that in Google, and you'll find the video version on YouTube, and you'll find the audio versions all over the place on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or iHeart, wherever you find your podcast. We'll be there. And as always, if you're looking for our database of Atlanta media or Leff's Atlanta Media, go to leffsatlantamedia.com, and you get our great database and some great tips on how to work with journalists around town, and some templates so you can jumpstart your PR function. All right.
Yes.
Kimberly,
and I have to say, peace, love, and macaroni. Yep. That's the way we like to close it out.
Peace, love, and macaroni. I love it. I love it. All right. We'll close it that way. Thank you.
Thank you.